second aspect of that has to do with another eyewitness who's come forward in Holland. This is a former a public servant. I won't say in what capacity, because we're protecting this witness. But I spoke to this person on Skype over the last week, and this woman described in detail the operation of child sacrifice cults in Holland and Belgium. Now, she's the fourth one to come forward with the same kind of story, involving, in this case, the younger brother of the present King of Holland. His name's King Willem. He had a younger brother called Friso, and this man, according to this witness, was involved in continual killing of children and teenagers. Now, the way this happened was, this person is tied into the witness was a former member of what's called the Octopus. That's the name she had for it. It's a crime syndicate in the Netherlands and Belgium that controls the whole drug trade and is tied in closely with the government and the royal family. Now, according to this witness, the way it worked is the criminal syndicate gets children out of juvenile detention centers all over the Netherlands and Belgium. The detention centers are told that these children are going to work at the royal palace, Queen Beatrix's home, and these children are taken off in work parties, and then they're never seen again. There are inside court officials who cover for the disappearances by saying, no, these children have been moved elsewhere. But in fact, what happens is these children and teenagers are taken out and used not only in ritual killings, but in hunting parties, human hunting parties, where they're let loose naked in the woods after being drugged and taken out there, and they're hunted down and shot and killed. Now, this eyewitness says she witnessed in the year 1996, 2000, and 2004 these same kind of rituals going on. In this one incident she described from 2004, 2 young boys and a girl were let loose. These were young juvenile offenders, 14 to 16 years old. They were let loose in the woods. They were hunted down and killed and shot. And then the young boys had their penises cut off, and the hunters were holding up these penises as trophies, hunting trophies. She also describes being sent or going to a palace near there in the Dutch countryside, where these penises were actually displayed on the wall like hunting trophies. Now, she said people who were involved in this one incident included the present Prime Minister of Holland. His name is Mark Rutte, R-U-T-T-E. George Soros, the multi-billionaire, who is a friend of this Prince Friso. Her name is Mabel Wiss-Smith. And Prince Friso was there taking active part in it. Former judges, the head of the military, a guy called Dick Berlin, and the hunting party itself in Holland and Belgium were being guarded by soldiers. And in fact, one of these former members of the military, the Belgian military, is also willing to come forward now and confirm this. But the interesting thing is, Friso himself died last year. There was a so-called skiing accident in Switzerland. He was brought back to a hospital. He was recovering, and then he died quickly in the hospital. So we think, as with the case with William Coombs and others, this was just a killing in the hospital to get rid of somebody who may have talked, because apparently he was killed soon before Laurent Louis, the Belgian member of parliament, was about to name him and others as part of the insiders in the government-run and royal family-connected child trafficking networks in Belgium. If you remember, he named members of the government. In fact, several of the same members that this woman has named. And we think that that's why Friso himself was killed, and why Laurent Louis is now facing charges and possible imprisonment for naming all this. So one final point on this new witness from Holland. She said in one incident she saw Friso talking to somebody who, unlike the rest of them, were not speaking Flemish or French, and he was referred to as the Irishman. He was a cardinal or a bishop, a fairly high prelate in the Catholic Church, and he was called the Irishman. So that's an interesting link as well with Ireland.